from that space.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you know, you'll have people that where you come from, if you behave in a certain manner, that ain't, it's not accustomed to where they are, right? Some people haven't evolved past 16. They still stuck in that place, but you evolving every year. So that may be a threat to them, subconsciously or consciously. Kev acting funny because blah, blah, blah. You have to navigate that. You have cousins. You got to go home for Thanksgiving and people are talking to you like Kevin Hart. And you going home for solace. You want family.
You're going home for peace of mind.
You're going home for peace of mind.
And they don't give you that
your
because
cousins
you're not
your cousins in your grandma's living room saying, yo, man, I got this play. I want to, if you just give me, you know what I mean? 4,800, I could make you 2 million. You like, it don't work like that, man. But you got to explain to him, like, life isn't like that. Money isn't free, and no one's giving out opportunities. If it sounds too good to be true, it's really. And then he like, oh, you don't believe in my dreams.
Where did
If you was actually just trying to help people, you would. People know that's how I pay my tithes. If I got paid $100,000 to be at your city, I'm gonna take 10,000 of that and put it in your homeless area. Not because I got to. Because you gave me 100 racks to come to your little rinky-dink town. Who would I be to not pay my tithes back to your town? That's how I got in this position. Wow. Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Oh man, Katt Williams straight up hates JayZ, and why all can't blame Katt for that neither.
Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, you told me before that you was at a party before that they attended and you said the party was weird. Tell me about that.
Okay, this is boxer. His name Twan. He's from our neighborhood. He was married to Tanisha Arnold. So the broad played Pam on Martin Lawrence. We went to the party with her. I mean, it was matter of fact, it was a set it off party. Jada Pinkett, Vivica Fox, all of them was there. You know what I'm saying? It was just, seemed like Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on, you know what I'm saying? The vibes ain't there. I guess that's what Tupac was talking about, the Illuminati and shit. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with a big old booty and shit. Nobody was gay and I'm over. What the fuck is going on here? It's just a lot of weird shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? That shit, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what Tupac, I guess he wanted to get up out of the Illuminati or something. But I seen her there. That, matter of fact, MC Lyte pulled off with Tanisha Arnold. You know what I'm saying? In her brand new 560, black one. Yeah, that shit weird, dude. Yeah, that's some weird ass shit going on, you know? Yeah.
And what was Tupac doing at the party, yo?
Him and Puff was there together. They was there, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they fucking fell out or nothing like that. They was road dogs, you know what I'm saying? They even got pictures of him. He got on that blue sweater with the turtleneck. Him and him hugged up like this with the black hat. Have you ever seen that picture?
Nah, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure I came across it.
Yeah. That picture there, that they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. That whole fucking, yeah, that shit weird, dude. Yeah, bunch of, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no gay basher or nothing. I mean, none of that shit, but that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That whole party was weird.
Man, oh man. Both Diddy and JayZ were in all that weird stuff going down. Two of them dudes. Butt buddies.
I was with Katt when the Illuminati first turned on him. It was a very difficult time. At fucking Flavor Flav roast. That's where it all started. See, Micah refused, and when I say Micah, I mean Katt Williams. He refused to humiliate Flavor Flav for the roast on Comedy Central. He agreed to rewrite, him and his entire team rewrite the jokes, make it funny. You know, they would make it a roast, but he wasn't going to treat a black man like a nigga for the purposes of views. Katt went back and forth with him for days. I was there at the house in Marino Del Rey. It was tense. He was wearing Kevlar every day. Guns were everywhere in the house. Preparing for infiltration.
We had Dr.
The day he threatened to beat the shit out of the CEO of Comedy Central, we all knew it was about to get rough.
Bro.
He refused. And then the next thing you know, they were filming the next day and Snoop took his place and did all of the terrible, nasty, ignorant jokes that Katt refused to do. And that was the first moment that I realized Snoop was compromised.
Oh, wow, yo. Jaguar Wright reveals that Katt's beef with the elite rap circle has got a seriously dark side to it. Man, we talking Vader here, the same.
Yes, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's the Katt you expected.
That's the moment I've been waiting for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
And I'm so grateful that I was there kicking in that door so he could just blow it down. There's an effort. I'm surprised people ain't catching on yet.
I have to ask you, Katt Williams, he recently pulled a Jaguar Wright and was just doing a lot of truth telling.
Want to know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
It's Katt Williams that taught me how to be Jaguar Wright.
Oh, wow. Okay. What was it about him that you kind of say, ooh?
10-10. Walking away was hard, but it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Katt was still wearing Kevlar to bed. To bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
Wow.
In bed.
What was it about that and him at the moment where it made you want to speak your truth?
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast. The moment that I knew the Snoop Dogg is sold out. That was a hurtful moment. I was always grateful to Snoop for taking Corrupt under his wing. Ricky was in a lot of trouble in Philly. If he hadn't signed a dog pan, I don't even know if he would have been alive. They wanted Katt to humiliate Flav. Like, humiliate him. Like, no holds barred. And they sent a bunch of jokes. And I'll never forget watching Katt in the office downstairs at the house in Marina Del Rey. And he's sitting there looking at the fucking script and just shaking his head. And then the next thing you know, the phone rang and I'm standing there in the office in the doorway and I'm like, are you all right? And he picked up the phone and it was Comedy Central. And I listened to him threaten to kill him. He said, I'm not doing this. You are not going to get a black man, a real black man, to agree to do this to another black man. $. It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times. Yeah. No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead. Go.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He beat Felony. I beat Felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming and asked him was he going to be there, and he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day, and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. We went to the studio with DJ Drama, and we were writing. I was ghostwriting. Because I was going to sign to Katt's label. I was going to be the first female art. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was the day that T.I. roughed up Tiny in the studio, and everybody tried to pretend like it didn't happen except for me.
Oh, wow.
You know what? In many ways, JayZ is actually way, way worse than Diddy is. Look, if why all don't believe me, maybe go take an IQ test and then peep this.
Or why do you know? The same reason why he want to erase his history with Foxy Brown and giving her syphilis. Because they was underage when he did it.
I mean, I'm sure he appreciated it because he always says she talked too much. So when she went deaf, that slowed some of that down. I'm just saying, it worked out for him.
You know, I thought she just recently went deaf.
No, she been deaf. She been long time. Yeah, like at least the past 12 years.
Oh, they kept that on the low.
Exactly. Wonder why. You know, nobody acknowledged what was going on between her and Mr. Carter.
Because she was 15.
She was 15, and everybody knew it. But see, this is the thing. Back in the 90s, there were a lot of older dudes who slept with younger women. I had a kid at 16 by a man that was 10 years older than me.
Damn.
Which goes to show you how much things have changed from the 90s to now. But then you got to think, you go back 20 years before that, 20, 30 years before that, and 40-year-old men were marrying 13-year-old girls.
That is true.
Right. So as we evolve as a society and we become more aware of certain things, they open up. But the thing is, it was normalized. It was just normalized. Now, of course, as a 19-year-old girl, I'm looking and I'm seeing a 15-year-old girl, Ingemar Shine. But I couldn't stand that little bitch. Because she was just doing the most. When she came to Philly to work at Sigma, and she was working with Scott, like, because they were doing the Bad Mama Jamma record with Drew Hill. And she was just out there, and she was with Corrupt, but she was fucking half the city. And I'll never forget, I had heard we were on South Street, and she had went in Missouri. A friend of mine, my friend Mike's store, and she was acting a fool, and they did everything they could do to get her out of there. And one of the women that worked in there, she was like, she doing all of this shit, hoping that JayZ will pay her some mind.
Wow.
And they were just talking about how she was acting out to get his attention. And then she got into it with Kobe Cole at Power 99, called up to the radio station, cussed him out, and told the whole radio station, do not play no New York records and this, that, and don't play no, and she said, and don't play no this record, and she said, and don't play no fucking JayZ records. They said Sean Carter was on the phone within an hour saying, if you pay any attention to anything she's saying, it's gonna be, we'll handle her. Please keep playing these New York records.
Yes, yes.
It was wild. It was wild. But this was a grown man with a very, 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 very naive girl. I'm not saying that she wasn't a city girl, but a 14-year-old girl mentally cannot contend with a 28, 29.
So Diddy's just being made to take the fall for an operation that JayZ secretly be running, you know, while he's on the run and dipping love.
He's at Diddy's 50th birthday party. The Kardashians, JayZ, Beyonce, Kanye, Kevin Hart, every A-lister was there. And Stevie J wants to remind them. Remember, the lawsuit says Diddy has compromising footage of everyone that went to his
and so satanic and involves some creepy sacrificial rites that Katt never wanted to be involved in the first place. Sounds like something out of a bad Hollywood movie, if y'all ask me. Anybody else still wish the Chappelle Show was going on for this kind of coverage? Man, I bet he would make some killer skits for this.
It's an evil game. I don't know if y'all heard about the pedophilia shit that's going on, you know, in Hollywood or whatever. Like, the music shit ties into that. Like, imagine kicking it with some niggas. You sign a record deal and you cool and you walking in with them and they take you to a room and this fucking, they could take you to a basement and this baby's down here chained up. That they doing molesting and doing shit like that. You gonna say these motherfuckers is the devil. I just signed a deal with the devil. What the fuck type of shit is y'all into? But you know you might get your ass killed if you talk too much. Or if you tell this shit. And you're saying, Shorty, YK Osiris, people think, oh, Shorty tripping, blah, blah, blah. They let that shit go in one ear out the other. Shorty not fucking tripping? What Wayne said on the Drop the World song with him and Eminem? He started off his rap and say, I know what they don't want to tell you. Just hope you haven't sent and you're hell proof. He had a song with Killer Mike, Lost My Mind or some shit. Lost on the Road, something like that. And he said, what'd he say? I lost my mind and I still haven't found it. He said, I used to be so well-rounded. Now I tiptoe on hell's boundaries. Shit like that. People don't understand. He's not saying this shit for no reason. You know, and even for him, even like Wayne, a person that's my favorite artist, and he's why I worked on my craft as far as the metaphors and the double and triple entendres and all that type of shit. He made me push myself to get great at that type of shit. When I seen him had an interview with the lady and was like, she asked him about Black Lives Matter. He said, what is that? She said, you know, like the black, he's like, no, I don't know what that is. You know, he was acting like he didn't know what that was because at a concert prior to that, a couple months ago, he was saying something matter because Black Lives Matter. Something matter because Black Lives Matter. He was saying it on stage. So to see him months later act like he doesn't know what that was lets me know that he either had to be threatened or something by the shit. But when he said in an interview, I don't know what Black Lives Matter is, and he said, I'm not responsible for all black people. I'm only responsible for, he named his 5 kids. That made me feel like he had to be threatened. Like, at the end of the day, all I can worry about is my own kids. I can't fucking save everybody else. So, just like KRS-One said, the more knowledge somebody gets, it's almost like the more scared they become. You know, I've had family members and people say, hey man, you know, be safe and blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't think they like what you be posting and, you know, I pray over you and blah, 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 blah. I hope they don't do something to you because you telling your people too much shit and you putting too much information out there. But I don't fucking walk on eggshells. You know, we all gotta fucking die, someday, one day. So hopefully those who appreciate it can value it and do something with it and, you know, move.
Let's get into it. I'm sure a lot of you guys wouldn't know that Justin Bieber is, you know, a Christian. He, you know, has been photographed outside church several times, attending Bible study classes and whatnot. It's so sad because you can't even have privacy whilst attending church. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this document that the statement that I'd seen. It said Justin Bieber told hundreds of people at a Bible study class in LA that he has woken up to the evils of the music industry and he needs to take a break from the industry because it is controlled by the absolute worst kind of people, pedophiles. Now, this article was written in 2017. Bieber has become a regular at the Bible study class held at the Montage in Beverly Hills, and on Saturday 22nd of July, he shared what he described as a horrific story with the congregation and explained why he felt he had to quit his world tour. Describing a party on tour attended by the upper echelon of the music business included executive VPs of development, producers, power agents, and international financiers. Bieber said he was encouraged to SA a young child who had been brought to the party for a sexual gratification of the industry elite. I didn't want to do this. I really didn't, they said. This kid was drugged. It was horrible, Bieber said, explaining that it was made clear to him that he would gain entry to the business side of the industry if he joined the club by passing the initiation rites. I wouldn't just be a performer, I'd be a mogul. That path would open up for me like it did for JayZ. It's the difference between being a millionaire and a billionaire. But Bieber told the congregation that he wouldn't do it. To join the club, I'd have to do bad things to this poor kid. But then I realized that even that wasn't enough for them. I'd also have to kill this little child. Bieber said he had heard rumors about this type of initiation in the music industry, but he had not been confronted with it before. I got told they secretly film these parties. Once they've got you on the video doing something like that, they own you. Bieber said his conscience is clear because he didn't participate, but the fate of the drug child is haunting him. They said this child was raped by a few different guys. They said he was bleeding. I got out of there, but I heard he died, and that haunts me. This allegation from Justin Bieber adds to the wave of accusations made by celebrities and musicians about the real nature of the music and entertainment industry elite. Corey Feldman and Elijah Wood had both gone on record exposing the pedophilia at the heart of Hollywood. Again, this article was in fact written back in 2017. This is around a time where we didn't know, well, it wasn't really like popular. Any of these allegations or headlines surrounding P Diddy. Obviously, it was like a known thing in the industry by some, but again, definitely not as huge of a story